Hello, everybody. Before our podcast tonight, I wanted to take a moment, and this is really emotional. I wanted to take a moment to thank everybody, not just here in the States. I'm talking about around the world. I'm talking about a global effort, a voice globally united as one to get rid of the vermin, the deceitful, vile person called Elon Musk from our government. Today is the day that all of your work paid off. Elon is gone. Thank you.
Elon Musk's special government tenure is coming to an end, 130 days, I think another month.
Yeah.
Do you want him to stay longer, or is it time for him to go back to running his companies in Europe?
Well, I think he's amazing, but I also think he's got a big company to run, and so at some point he's going to be going back. He wants to.
Did you want to keep him around?
But I'd keep him as long as I can keep him. He's a very talented guy. I love very smart people.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, that clip there of Trump saying that Musk is gone. God, have we been waiting for that for how long now? It's about time. Everybody around the world and everybody here in the United States and everybody that listens to this podcast has all been wanting the same thing. From the people that protested in the streets to the people that did all the different marches, that did all the different organizations, that put all the effort into the signs and raising their voice and being videotaped and showing their faces to the world. Thank you. You got your job done. Yeah, you did it well. Now, they're going to try and whitewash this. They're going to try and say that Elon's job is done. I've already heard comments coming from the office of number 47 that his job is done, that he saved the $1 trillion. Yeah, they can only come up with like $150 billion, and it turns out that not all of that is real, but we have yet to see any receipts. If you had to deal with the government, they want receipts from you. Where are the receipts for us? There are no receipts. He didn't accomplish much of anything. And if he did save some things, the mayhem he created with the people's jobs, tens of thousands of people without jobs and hundreds of thousands of people wondering about their benefits. Yeah, the muskrat wasn't worth it, okay? But they're going to try and whitewash it and say he did his job. And I want to play a clip for you here from the richest man whining about Governor Walz and his comment about the Tesla stock.
Does that help Tesla? I mean, you had Tim Walz, who's a huge jerk, running around on stage with the Tesla stock price where the stock price had gone in half, and he was overjoyed. What an evil thing to do! What a creep! What a jerk! Like who derives joy from that? And
this is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
Yeah, Elon, buddy, you caused your own problem on that. And you want to know something? To hear the richest man in the world whine about the price of his stock, nobody cares, Elon. Nobody's even got so much as the tiny violin for you. It's really bad. He disrupted so many people's lives and complains about the value of his stock, his monetary status of his stock. But I wonder if it's really Elon that's doing the complaining. I wonder if Tesla, the corporation, hasn't started to crawl up Elon's back and being as evil to him as he was to us. You see, there's no love loss really between the Tesla corporation and Elon. Elon has caused so much problem with the Tesla stock, the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, that on multiple different occasions, I believe it's 5 that I know of that I was able to document tonight, 5 different occasions, Elon has caused the SEC to come down on Tesla and himself. And I'm going to let you see these little B-rolls that play in the background. It's no secret that he was trying to manipulate the stock. It was a laughing joke to anybody that was into the stock market listening to him talk. It was so obvious what he was doing that we thought, wow, this can't be real because the SEC is going to be all over him. And it took a little bit of time. And it did take someone pushing the investigation, but they did find that Elon had purposely manipulated the stock by his verbal comments. And a lot of you probably remember this, and if you don't, there's the information right there that I'm showing on the B-rolls, that the SEC took him to task and warned him once, and when he did it a second time, they fined him. They not only fined him, they went after the Tesla Corporation also. Elon had to pay $20 million in fines, and Tesla was found to be equally as guilty, so they charged Tesla $20 million in fines. One occasion, one court case, $40 million. Now, if anybody's hurting Tesla stock, kettle meet pot. You know what I'm saying? He whines about what Tim Walz did, but yet at the same time, he stood there with the chainsaw of bureaucracy. He caused it himself, and I think he brought unwanted, say, political views, backlashes from around the world, not just here in the United States. Germany and England, and I believe somewhere in France, and I don't want to say it was France, out loud and carve it in stone, but I know over in Europe, at least in England and Germany, they're now investigating the arsons of Tesla dealerships, Tesla charging stations, and Tesla vehicles parked in parking lots. Elon single-handedly has brought this upon Tesla, and I'm pretty sure Tesla somehow is in the background tapping Elon on the back and going, quit playing politics. You're killing us. It wasn't bad enough that he bought the election for Trump. He then turned around and tried to buy the election for the Wisconsin Supreme Court, for the position on the Supreme Court there in Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is a kind of a battleground state. They do determine a lot, and it is a referendum up there with them right now about women's health care. And with the Democrats winning the seat, we know which way the health care is now going to go. Women in the state of Wisconsin are going to be able to get pregnancy health care, whether it's for an abortion, whether it's for some other gynecological process that's required for women to stay alive, for them to stay healthy and become productive moms maybe later in the future. They're going to get it now. If the Republican won, we could have washed that off, and we would have washed another state that wouldn't have been able to stand up for women's rights. So I find it kind of rich that Tesla comes after Elon as Elon's trying to buy another political win for, say, the campaign for number 47. I don't want to keep playing over all the protests that we saw in front of the Tesla dealerships. You all saw them. You all saw the number of people. A lot of you have been affected by him. A lot of you have friends and family that he caused harm to. And in one way or another, we all know someone who was affected by what Doge and what Elon Musk did. So I don't want to carry it on too long, but I would like to kind of end tonight's podcast on a positive note. I'd like you to see what a real Democrat, left of center leaning senator looks like when he decides that he's going to stick his neck out and he's going to speak truth to power in a 25-hour marathon session of a speech directed at Donald's policies and Donald's hate for our own country. Senator Cory Booker is an example for all of us to look up to, for all of us to emulate, for all of us to hope that we could someday do something similar to. I'm going to let you hear that now.
The senator from New Jersey.
I am really grateful, Mr. President. I'm grateful you're in the chair, and I'm grateful to be able to rise right now and speak. I want to say at the top that I have a tremendous love for this institution, and a lot of that's born from the people that are here, from the pages I get to know in every class to the folks who work the doors, the clerks, the parliamentarians. This is a special place, and a lot of the people who are known here are not the ones that really keep this place functioning. I come in here days and I have good moods or bad moods, but always find myself lifted when I walk onto this floor. It's a sacred civic space. It is extraordinary, and I'm always aware of the weight of history when I walk in here, no matter good day, bad day, whether I'm in a rush or not. When I touch the Senate floor, I feel something really magnificent. I don't think that our founders would have ever imagined a body like this, with black people on both sides of the aisle, with women serving here, with folks from many different backgrounds. We are, in many ways, doing what this Senate, what the founders had envisioned, which was this idea of every generation making this a more perfect union.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to just celebrate tonight and say it's been a good fight. It's been a good battle. It's been getting in good trouble, as Cory would say. I also want to remind you that just because Elon's gone doesn't mean we're going to stop. This weekend, on the 5th, the marches in Washington, D.C. at the Washington Monument for the 50-51 hands off, and for the Rochester, New York, hands off. Marches and protests are still on. Washington, D.C., you can look it up on the B-roll that I'm running for you, what the times and places are. But basically, if you can get to Washington, go to the Washington Monument. That's where everything's starting. In Rochester, New York, Cobbs Hill Park, it's the biggest park in the city of Rochester, right in the city. Just look for the big broadcast antenna towers, and you'll find it. It's the 5th from 2 until 4, I believe it is, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Bring your signs, bring your voice, be heard, march peacefully, no violence. That's how we're going to do it. We've got one down, we've got a few more to go, and this is how we do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud of everyone that ever got involved, that's ever listened, that's ever tried to help save our democracy. With that, I'm going to say good night and have a wonderful evening.